I'm starting with a Claude project I already built. If you haven't built yours yet, I have a video linked in the description about how to build $10,000 websites with Claude Code. Now, before we connect anything, there are 3 quick checks we need to make with Claude. The first one matters because it tells us whether the deploy path we're taking today is the right one for your project. So, check 1. What did Claude build? First things first, make sure that you're using the Claude Code desktop app and that you have your working directory set to your project folder. Then, for our first check, type or paste. Tell me briefly, is this project a static site, just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files with no framework, or a framework app? If it's a framework app, which framework, and does it run on Node.js? Now, you can type this prompt in, copying it from this video, or I've left a PDF with the prompts I'm using throughout this video linked in the description below. All right, let's send that prompt. Claude comes back and for my project says it's a framework app, not a static site. It's Next.js using React 19 and the app router. And yes, it runs on Node.js. Claude's answer routes you to a few paths, so let's walk through them. If it says static site, you're set. Static sites are the simplest to deploy, and the flow we're doing today works for them, with the auto update as a bonus. If it says Next.js, even better. Next.js is what Claude Code tends to default to for web apps, and it's the framework I've had the smoothest deploys with on Hostinger. That's what I'll be showing you. If it says another JavaScript framework Hostinger supports, React, Vue, Angular, Vite, Svelte, Astro, or Express, you're fine. But a couple of these can have some small quirks. If something snags at the deploy step, I'll show you what to do. If it says Python, like Flask, Django, FastAPI, or anything else Python-based, this tutorial isn't the right one for you. Hostinger's managed plans are Node.js only. You'd want a VPS plan instead. There's a link in the description for that path, and the same 10% referral discount applies over there too. Now, here's a tip if you're still building your project or thinking about starting a new one. Ask Claude to use Next.js. It's the default anyway and the smoothest ride from here. Check 2. Does your site run on your computer? If it doesn't work locally, deploying won't fix it. Confirm the project runs locally. Start it or ask Claude Code to start it, and then click through the site. Check 3. A pre-deploy audit. This catches problems now on your machine instead of later as a failed deploy or a broken live site. Now there's a quick term you need to know before we run this prompt. Any API keys or credentials your project uses should live in a file called .env inside your project folder. Claude usually creates this automatically when it adds a feature that needs a key. The .env file is what keeps your credentials out of the actual code, so we can push the code to GitHub without pushing the secrets with it. If Claude ever hard-coded a key directly into your app, this audit will catch it and move it to .env where it belongs. We'll come back to that file in a few minutes when we hand those credentials to Hostinger. So, in Claude Code, paste. I'm about to deploy this project to a live server. Do 3 things and tell me when everything's ready. 1. Check that Git is installed on this machine. If it isn't, install it for me or tell me how to install it if you can't. 2. Audit the project for exposed secrets. No API keys or private data should be readable from client-facing code, and .env must be in .gitignore. Fix anything you find. 3. Run a production build and fix any errors. There are 3 important things in that prompt, so I'll give you a quick tour. Git is the tool that moves your code to GitHub in the next step. Whether you already have it depends on your setup. Macs usually have it or offer to install it the first time you use it. Windows machines don't usually have it and need a quick download. Either way, Claude checks for you and, if it's missing, walks you through installing it. It takes a couple of minutes, at most 1 time. The security audit matters because Claude occasionally writes code that reads API keys on the client side, which would expose them to anyone who opens your site. It's better to catch that now before your site is on the internet than after. And the production build is the stricter version of your project that Hostinger runs when it deploys. If anything breaks, we want to know now. So, wait for Claude to confirm that Git is installed, there's no secrets exposed, and it builds clean. That's it. The project is ready. Everything from here is just putting it online. So why go through GitHub instead of uploading files straight to Hostinger? Mainly for the auto updates. Every change you push to GitHub, Hostinger picks up and deploys on its own with nothing to re-upload. GitHub also acts as a big undo button. It keeps every version of your site, so if a change breaks something, you can roll back to the last version that actually worked. And it's how Claude Code likes to work anyway. You ask it in natural language and it runs the Git commands for you. What GitHub stores your project in is called a repository or repo, an online folder for one project's code. GitHub keeps your site's files there, tracks every change, and Hostinger reads from it to deploy. The good news is you don't have to set up any of that by hand. Claude creates the repository and uploads your project for you. One prompt does the whole thing. The only thing you need is a GitHub account. If you don't have a GitHub account yet, you can create one for free at github.com, and the free account is enough for everything we're going to do today. So just click sign up in the upper right, and then go ahead and fill out their sign up form. You could use Google, Apple, or I'll use my email. You'll need to create a password and create a username, and then once you're done with all that, scroll down the page and click the big green button. Then you'll need to enter a code they sent to your email. So let's go ahead and grab that code from your inbox, return to GitHub, and paste it in. You'll get a confirmation saying that your account was created successfully, so go ahead and use that username and password you just created and sign in. And then you'll land on the GitHub dashboard. All right, back in Claude Code with your project loaded, go ahead and paste this prompt. Create a new private GitHub repository for this project with GitHub account, and then enter your username here and push it. Add a .gitignore that protects my .env file and any API keys so they're never uploaded. If my GitHub account isn't authenticated, walk me through how to connect it. Now, there are two parts of this prompt that matter. Private means only you can see the code, and the .gitignore line is your safety net. Without it, you can accidentally publish your API keys to the whole internet. Modern Claude Code usually handles this correctly on its own, but asking for it out loud is good practice. It costs you nothing, and the downside of missing it, which is exposed credentials on the public internet, is much worse than the downside of just asking twice. All right, let's go ahead and run this prompt. Now, the first time you push from Claude Code, GitHub needs an interactive authorization. Claude can't do it silently in the background, so it'll pause and give you a one-line command to run in your computer's terminal, usually ghauth login. Depending on your computer's setup, you might be able to just click the play button to run it in the terminal, but if that doesn't work for you, like it doesn't work on my system here, you can click the copy button, open your terminal, and paste in the code, and hit return or enter on your keyboard to run it. Now, I know we're using the terminal. Don't let that intimidate you. This is a one-time setup, and the process is essentially follow the steps that Claude gives you, or follow the steps that I'm going to give you here, so you can't mess this up. When it comes back here and says, where do you use GitHub? Use the up and down arrows on your keyboard to make sure github.com is selected, then hit enter or return on your keyboard. Then when it asks, what is your preferred protocol for Git operations on this host? Use your arrow keys to select HTTPS and then hit return on your keyboard. When it asks how you would like to authenticate GitHub CLI, select login with a web browser. Then it'll present you with a one-time code. Go ahead and copy that code. Then press enter on your keyboard to open GitHub in your browser. Here it'll show you that you are signed in with your account. You can click the green continue button and then enter your one-time authorization code and click continue. Here on the next page, you'll need to click Authorize GitHub, and then you'll get a confirmation saying that you're all set, and you can close this tab out. Return to Claude Code and tell it that you've connected the account. Try the push again. If your Claude tells you that the GitHub CLI itself isn't installed, follow whatever install steps it gives you first, then run the auth command. It's the same shape either way. Claude will tell you exactly what to type. After a few minutes, Claude should come back and tell you that the repository was created and pushed. This means that your code is now on GitHub, on your private repo, and should be ready to deploy. But let's check Claude's work. We're about to point Hostinger at this repository on GitHub, so we want to see with our own eyes that everything actually landed there. If it provides you the URL, you can go ahead and click that, or go back to your GitHub account on your browser, refresh the page, and you should see repositories in a list on the left side of your dashboard. Here you can see it added the Fixit AI repository, which is exactly what we want. So let's open it up and take a look. And here it is. So you can click through and view all of the code for your site. And because this is private, nobody else on the internet can see it. All right, so all the project files are here and there are no secrets or keys present. That's exactly what we want. Now that we have everything we need, let's go back to Hostinger. Here in the onboarding, click Create a new site. You'll have a few options it presents you with right away, but we're going to skip these first 3 listed and find the section under Advanced Users that says Node.js Web App. Click this. Now, if you don't find this from the Create a New Site workflow, you might also find it in the Migrate a Site workflow. Either way, this is the one we want here, Node.js Web App. Then go ahead and click Next. Here, it'll ask you what domain name you want to use for this website, and you can find a new domain or connect one that you already own by typing that domain in here. So I'll go ahead and type in a domain I'm looking for, and there's a .com available. Because I got the annual plan, you can see I get this domain for free for 1 year. So I'll go ahead and select that. Now, like I said, if you already own a domain name somewhere else like GoDaddy or Namecheap, just type it in the same way. And when you're done, Hostinger will give you DNS settings to add at your current registrar. Then you'll just follow the steps it gives you to make sure that everything is connected. Name server changes can take up to a day or 2 to fully take effect, so don't panic if your domain doesn't resolve right away. Once you've got this all set, go ahead and click Next. On the next page, you'll need to enter your details to register your domain. When you're done, click Register. Now, your onboarding workflow might have this page, but it also might not. This Where is your target audience located page. If you do get it, select the closest location to where the majority of your intended audience is. In my case here, United States, Massachusetts works just fine. And then we'll go ahead and click Next. On this Deploy Your Web App page, you'll have 3 options, and we're going to select the Connect with GitHub option. That'll give you a pop-up that you might need to scroll through to authorize and install Hostinger. So go ahead and scroll through and make sure that all repositories is selected, and then click Install and Authorize. After that, you'll be directed to a page that says Select Git repository to import, and you should see it pull in a list of all of your different GitHub repositories. In this case here, I just have one repository on this account, and that's the Fixit AI repo that we just uploaded. So what you're going to want to do is find the repo that you want to deploy, and then click the Deploy button. Now you land on the Build Settings page where we tell Hostinger how to run your project. There are 2 things that live here: the framework preset and your project credentials under the environment variable section. We'll do the framework first and then hand the credentials to Hostinger in the next step. So first, double check what framework preset is selected. Hostinger usually auto-detects what Claude built with, and it's compatible with any of the frameworks in the dropdown you see here. Quite a few, actually. Just double check that the dropdown matches your project's framework. You already asked Claude what framework this is back in the prep chapter, so you should know what it should say. In my case, Next.js is exactly right. All right, now right below that, you'll see the environment variables section I pointed out earlier. If your project talks to anything outside itself, like AI features, a database, payments, or anything else that needs a key, those values need to be here for the site to work. Now, I'll give you a quick concept before we click anything, because this is where most people get confused. There are 2 homes for these values, not 1. When your site runs on your computer, it reads them from a file in your project folder called .env, like we already discussed. When your site runs live on Hostinger, it reads them from this environment variables section instead. It's the same values, but it has 2 different homes depending on where you're running the app. What we're about to do is copy from the first home into the second home. So first, click Add. Now, the slick part here is that Hostinger has an import.env button right here that reads your local env file and uploads every value in one shot. So go ahead and click that. A file picker will open. Go ahead and find the project folder where you've been working with Claude code on your project and open it. Now, there's a small trip up you might run into here because .env is a hidden file. Files that start with a dot are hidden by default on both Mac and Windows. If you go looking for it in the picker, you probably won't see it. So on a Mac, hit Command-Shift-, and all of the hidden files will appear. Now here you can see the .env. On Windows, in File Explorer's View menu, choose Show, and then Hidden Items. Once you find your env, go ahead and open it. Hostinger reads the file and imports every variable in it. Take a quick look at what landed. Every variable your project uses on your computer is now here on Hostinger too. Now, 2 warnings on database keys specifically before we move on. Any database like Supabase, MongoDB, or Hostinger's own MySQL has 2 kinds of key. A safe one meant for public use and an admin key, sometimes called secret or service role. Only the safe one belongs in a front-end project. If Claude built your .env correctly, the admin key isn't in there. But if you ever add credentials manually, watch which one you paste. And second, never commit any of these values to GitHub. They belong here in environment variables, and they belong in your local .env, which is why we protected it with .gitignore back in the GitHub step. Now, if your project doesn't have an environment file yet, or you want to add a new key later without going through this import flow, just simply click Add instead of Import and enter the name and value manually. It's the same result, it's just one at a time. Once you're done with that, click Finish. All right, everything's set. Go ahead and click Deploy, and Hostinger will start to build your project and put it live on the internet. This can take a few minutes, so just be patient. After a few minutes, the deployment is completed, and Hostinger shows a preview screenshot of the built site right here, so you can confirm it looks right before even opening it. Let's open the live URL by clicking the link here. And there it is, your Claude site, live on the internet on a domain that you own. If you haven't grabbed your hosting plan yet, use the link on screen or the first link in the description below. That'll get you an extra 10% discount on top of whatever promotions Hostinger is already running.